Thank you, team. And my question is that you've presented a story of a growing company, rising profit margin, rising revenues, and all of that. But we also know that the multiples of this company have risen over time. So my question is, what is it about this company that's kind of new, something that you see that the market doesn't see? Because otherwise, the market is pretty efficient, right? There's analysts covering the company. They're talking about it. What is the angle that you see that's going to give us that upside that the market doesn't see?
Thank you for your question. I think about the multiples is particularly that over time is high. We see that in the past, GMD PE ratio is always above 30 times. We see that the market is misunderstand GMD as in logistics sector. The ability to expansion in Vietnam is the strongest competitive advantage, as it has a high entry barrier, and people don't notice that the GMD is only company in Vietnam that can quadruple its capacity, which can capture the rising demand in new trade activity trend in Vietnam, backed by new FTA effect and by the FDI sector. With the import-export turnover will grow at 11% in the next 10 years.
Okay, I have a question for the valuation. Why did you choose the CFA and multiple for Chamadep? Because we know that the Chamadep has a different business lines with different business model. So can you justify for the valuation method?
The reason that we choose FCFF method to our valuation method is that FCFF method can reflect the long-term growth of GMD, and the main segment that generate revenue for GMD are port and logistics. We have full data about these two segments, with the growth rate of logistics is about 13% in the next 7 years, and the growth of the logistics. The growth of the port segment is about 40% in the next 7 years. So we choose FCFF to reflect the long-term growth of GMD by the full data up to these two segments. And the reason we choose EV by EBITDA because we want to compare GMD with the other peers operating in the port and logistics industry. And we want to and besides it, because the company operating in port and logistics segment, so the company needs to use a lot of fixed asset and debt to use a lot of debt to finance for their operating and expansion. So we choose EV by EBITDA because the depreciation expense and interest expense account for a large proportion in their cost structure.
Are you satisfied to the answers?
I suggest the team should think about some of the part valuation with for different business. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi team. So in the risk assessment session, you mentioned that any delay in divesting the rubber business can be a risk. Can you please elaborate on that?
Thank you for your question about the delay about the rubber segment. We expect that this is a risk for Jamadep, but recently company can mitigate this risk because the rubber price currently enters a new bullish cycle, and thanks to the growing demand of rubber for manufacture some products like tie or crop tools or manufacturing the electronic component in technology industry. So in the future, with the positive scenario, we expect the company can divest this segment in 2027 and we start to record revenue from this segment in the future.
All right, thank you. May I have another question? So do you know how many percent equity interest of the firm that the management team and employees are holding? And if the number is as you presented in the slide, do you have any concern about the commitment of the management team to the company? Thank you.
Thanks for your question about the shareholder structure of company. Although the BOD hold a small percentage of share, but we believe that the company can still align wild interest between the shareholder and the management team because of the three reasons. First, the management team have long-term experience in this field, and most of them have a high position in this logistics field. And second, thanks to their experience, they made the right decision to like restructuring the company operation to focus on product segment, which made the gross profit of company increase significantly and increase the interest of shareholder as well.
For more detail, we can move to the next slide. You can see that GenLab has five members of BOD that commit to them since the very first day of the company. Mr. Đỗ Văn Nhân, Chu Đức Khang, Vũ Ninh, and Chu Hương all commit to the company when they under the name of Gamma Chan. And Mrs. Nguyễn Thị Minh Nguyệt has nearly 10-year commit to the company since 2013. And we see that there is an advantage of GMD that to have such a such a leader, such good leader like that, commit to the company.
All right, thank you.
The key risk in the ESG S social.
Thank you for that question. Could I clarify? Would you ask for the risk of the company social policy?
Part. What is the key risk within the social part of the company?
We didn't think in social policy of the company that can generate any risk to the company. And you can see that the company has the lowest service rate at 8% when the market is 19%. By its strong relationship with its workers in the healthcare and welfare sector, and to the community, they also have many philanthropy projects to help the community. And I think there was no risk in the social aspect. Are you satisfied with my question? I mean, answer? Just the mic maybe have some buffer. I can't hear you.
One question is, can you go back to your valuation of the company? The page that you show the final calculation. So just one question. If you had to choose one of these methods, which would you?
Sorry, judges.